Hello guys, in previous couple of episode we were looking at the conflict. So there are different conflicts like when there is a change within the same file, when there is a change in a different file, when there is a change in same file and on the same line. So all these were very simple example of the conflict. Now I'll start the real battle of the five armies, how conflict can become more and more complex. In this particular situation, where we dealt with multiple types of conflict, in all such cases we didn't committed anything, so there was no committing at all. It was just we had local changes which were uncommitted in our machine, whereas there was a change happened on the remote system. So in those cases, how will we going to deal it? And we'll go with a very complex example. So this is our current tree structure. I'm gonna change it. So let's look at the content first. We have, let's target e.txt, and I will make a change 1. Okay, Control O, Control X, git add and git local change 1. So this is committed locally. Okay, yeah, so this is the correct command. So change is committed locally. If we look at the log here, we can see here our local head is moved to one more commit, which is a local change. Now we're going to make change to the remote. Okay, now this is our remote repository for commits we have made. We will make the change to the file. Let's say here commit changes. I'm gonna call it remote 1. Okay, again edit, and so now this is the second set of changes on the remote. So it could be so it's a very general case where you're working on your feature, whereas other developers may commit to the repository, so their changes get into the global to the remote repository. So now remote repository has 6 commits. So we made 1, 2, 3, 4, and these are 2 new commits. Whereas these are 2 new commits, whereas on our local we have made 1 commit. Let's switch to, so we can see here previously we had 4 commits and then we made another commit. Let's try to pull the changes from the remote repository. So now we have basically a conflict, an error, an issue where the content cannot be merged. Why? Because we have a default strategy where we try to rebase or merge the changes. So git pull is different from git fetch, where git fetch only fetches the changes, the remote changes, to local proxies, and then from the local proxies it is applied to the local branches. I'll explain this in more detail, but fetch only bring the changes but do not merge them to your local branches, whereas pull command does this. It fetches all the changes as well as try to merge it. If your strategy is merge or if your strategy is rebase, so in both cases it try to accommodate the remote changes. So now this error is suggesting we have to resolve the conflict, and then we have to use the git rebase command. Look at the file, it mentioned e.txt. So we can see here on the remote there were 2 changes. This is the first set of changes, this is second, and these are our local changes. So we are going to remove the conflict here. So our change will stay here, we will remove everything else. Control O, Control X. Now I'm going to add this change, and then it suggests git rebase continue. Okay, as per the suggestion here, we can see it says like either you skip this or you continue this. So we have resolved it. We want to continue, and it has opened the change, the commit that I have made. It's asking me if you want to change anything. So yeah, I'm fine with that. So I will press escape colon Q. You can see here the quit. Yeah, let's. Okay, so our changes are all merged. If we look at git log graph, so we can see here we have got all the remote changes, as well as our local master has also accommodated these changes, and now it's on the local change, which is the local commit. So if I do git push, it will push my local changes or the local commit to the server. If we see here, now we have 7 commits, right? So this was the remote 1, this was the remote 2, and this is local change. So we have got all the changes here. Yeah, so that's basically the conflict when we commit code. So there happens a different sort of conflict where it stops the rebase or the merging process because it's not able to take the decision, and hence ask us to make the decision. And once we have resolved the conflict, then we just merge those things. I hope that makes sense. Thank you. Take care. Bye.
Please subscribe to our channel.